Hey everybody, it's Wendy. Welcome. I'm so excited that you're here today. We are going to make this fabulous little Eskimo card today, and I'll share the inspiration for this card soon. Alright, we're getting started with just a 4" by 5¼ inch panel. I've punched a 2" circle punch out of Simon Says Stamp masking paper, and we're using that cute cookie cutter Christmas stamp set. And I'm going to go ahead and mask off my moon. This is going to be my moon. And you saw that I put that on my hand first. And the reason for that is just because sometimes this masking paper likes to be a little bit stickier than it should be. And so then I had to get just a little bit of the stick off before I put it down so it doesn't tear my paper. Now I made a fatal mistake here. And I don't know if you caught what I did, but I left this in on purpose because I wanted you guys to see how easy it is to just flub up and you don't even realize it. So, and I do it all the time. I'm always making little mistakes, and I just usually edit that kind of stuff out of the videos because I figure you don't want to see it. So all of a sudden I realize, right here, I pause and I realize, okay, Wendy, you didn't stamp your little Eskimo girl first. So I had to very carefully peel up my masking papers and make sure that I stamped my little Eskimo girl prior to masking her off. Just a little flub I did. So real quick, I'm going to share with you my inspiration for this card. So it's almost the end of the Stampin' Up year. On Friday, we'll end the Stampin' Up year. And that really only matters to demonstrators because it's the end of our earning period for trips and different things like that. So Saturday begins our new earning period, and our new trip that we get to start working towards earning is Alaska, a cruise to Alaska. And it's literally all I can think about because it's on my sweet husband's bucket list to go to Alaska. And I am so excited to work towards earning this trip for him because he's such a hard worker and such a good dad and husband. And so I'm really excited about earning this trip. So it starts October 1st that we get to start earning the trip as a demonstrator. So that's where the inspiration for this card came from. I've been thinking about Alaska a lot. And when I think of Alaska, I think of igloos and polar bears and Eskimos and gorgeous, beautiful mountains and glaciers and all those fun things. Okay, so I've inked off everything that I want to ink off, and I'm going to start creating my night sky. I really want to give the effect that the moon is glowing. And so in order to do that, we have to go with a lighter color around the moon and work towards darker colors as we go out. So what you see me doing here is just moving in a circular motion with Tempting Turquoise on a sponge. And I'm just continually rubbing this ink in. I don't want to make this too dark because I really want to give the effect that this moon is giving off a glow. And I'm sure you've seen your moon in your sky with the beautiful halo around it and glow. So that was my goal here. I want it to look really cold and freezing and like she's all bundled up and standing out at night looking at the beautiful moon in the snow. So now I'm using Pacific Point, and you can see that I'm going out around and around and around, and I'm staying as far away from that Tempting Turquoise as I possibly can. I really don't want to put any Pacific Point into that Tempting Turquoise color. Then I'm going to take my Night of Navy and I'm going to start working it out around the edge of the Pacific Point. Now, my Night of Navy was starting to go dry, and I didn't realize this until I started inking. And then I was like, oh, for heaven's sakes, this is going to take me forever. So I just went with it though, because I was already filming a video for you guys and I thought, you know what, I can't stop now. So I just kept working at it and working at it and working at it to get that color in there. And I really love these three colors together to create a night sky. You're going to see them come together. It's looking pretty rough right now. Sometimes stuff is a hot mess until it isn't, right? And so I'm working at it and working at it here to get it really smooth and a really nice blend of all of these colors. So while I'm working at that, I have to share a little tip with you, or a preview or sneak peek. I have a video coming out on Saturday. I normally don't have videos on Saturday, and I have a surprise for you. I sent out an email to my email subscribers saying not to place any orders until October 1st, and there was a reason for that. So you're going to find out what that reason is come this Saturday, and I hope that you tune into my channel and watch that video. And if you want to be on my email list, I would love to have you. You go to my blog at loveandstampin.com, and then at the very top of the screen, you're just going to put in your name and your email. When you do that, you're going to receive some free tutorials from me, but you'll also be on my email list so that when I offer exclusive things or share details or information about stuff coming up, you'll be able to know about it. And that's how you stay up to date with me. All right, I'm just going back and adding some more Tempting Turquoise, and you can see that it's starting to blend beautifully with the darker colors. I also added some more Pacific Point and blended it into that Night of Navy. And now I'm going back to the Night of Navy, and I'm adding more color to the bottom in the places that I feel like need to be darker. And we're just going to continue to work on that blending. Now, normally I would probably have cut out a lot of this ink blending for you because it's a little bit tedious. It can take a while to get a really nice blend of colors. But I didn't cut it out because I felt like it's really important to see that the more you work with it, the more beautiful it becomes. And you can really see the difference between this and the beginning of the video when I first started sponging, and how it kind of blends together and comes to life. So I have a little plastic here over the top of my wood table, and I'm just going to wipe away all that ink blending. Works great. I just love that. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring back my piece and pull off the masks. Now, this is my very favorite thing about masking, is I feel like I have this little moment of Christmas when I get to peel my masks off. I know I'm 5 years old, but it just makes me feel happy. I just love it when I pull the masks off and underneath is revealed these white spots and really can start to see how the card is coming together. So at the bottom, I cut that mask just freehand, kind of like little mountains or hills of snow. That was my goal, is to make it look like little puffs of snow. And then as I peel this mask away, you can see the little Eskimo girl standing there on the snow. Now, I actually kind of thought this looked really cool to just leave it like this and add some snow. But I decided I would go ahead and color her in and give her some depth and texture and color. So I'm using a really dark chocolate brown copic marker, and the numbers for these markers are on the screen, so you can look at those to know what number I used. And I just kind of winged it. I did not do any color blending at all with this. I just did dark and light brown because honestly, it's such a small image, and I felt like the focus of this was really the night sky and the snow. And so I didn't really feel like it was necessary to spend a whole bunch of time doing a bunch of ink blending on this little gal. So I just colored her in and used, like I said, kind of a light brown and a dark brown. And I'm using the lighter brown here around her head because I didn't want it to blend right in with the background. So I did that, and then I'm going to add a little bit of pink to her outfit. I'm sure that Eskimos don't have pink in their outfits, but I wanted my Eskimo to have pink because she is a little girl, and I wanted you to know that she was a little girl. In my mind, she was a little girl. So I'm coloring in her shoes, and then I have a little bit of black to color on the soles of her shoes. And I'm also going to be using the sentiments from this same stamp set in order to finish off this card. So I used the cold hand sentiment on the front, which I'll do here in just a little bit. And then on the inside of the card, I stamped warm, heartfelt Christmas greetings or something like that. I can't remember what it said, but I totally forgot to do it in the video for you. So I did it afterwards. So that's the one part that you don't see of this card, is I stamped cold hands on the front, and then on the inside, you're going to see where I stamp, or you're not going to see where I stamp the rest of the sentiment. So have no fear, I did finish off the rest of that card. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and this really mellows out the moon when you do this, and it's amazing actually to watch. So I'm using my pen, my Signo Uniball gel pen. You can purchase these from Stampin Up. All the products I'm using here today are Stampin Up supplies, with the exception of the foam tape that I use. And if you want to purchase that foam tape, you can get it on Amazon, and I have a link in the description below. And then of course everything's always linked over on my blog, and there's a link to my blog in the description of this video. So I'm just going through now and adding all kinds of little dots all over the place on this card to give the feel of snow falling to the ground. And I just really love how it kind of mellows out that moon, and I don't know, it felt like it brought a lot of balance to this card. It really needed the little white dots everywhere looking like snow falling. And then it kind of makes it look like she's playing in the snow because her arms are out and she has a happy face on. And I just love, love, love how this card turned out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that sentiment in Night of Navy like I shared with you before. And again, you won't see me stamping the inside of the card, but I did. And this just says Cold Hands. And I would love to say that I absolutely love the font on the front, or on this stamp set. The font is so entirely cute. I just love it. So I felt like it needed a little bit of a frame, so I went ahead and used a piece of silver foil paper and adhered it down to the card front. Now this is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, I think. I can't remember right off the top of my head. I'll have to measure it for you. So this one is cut at that, and then again this panel that I'm putting down is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm putting it all my dimensional tape across the back there, and then going to adhere it to the front of the card, and I am finished, except for stamping that sentiment on the inside, which you didn't get to see. Now, I did make another card using this little Eskimo girl, and I really love how it turned out. It was fun, and I used pretty much all the same techniques, so I wanted to just show you that card. And what I did is I stamped her little image on top of crumb cake cardstock, and I made her a little igloo and stamped the same sentiment. So I love how these cards turned out. I really hope that you have enjoyed watching and that you tune in the rest of the week. So I will have a video for you on Friday and then again on Saturday. And I really hope that you subscribe to my channel and join in and watch. Okay, so coming up here, I wanted to share, I have a couple of videos that you can click on to watch. If you click on the little round circle that's my face, that means that you will subscribe to my channel. If you click on either one of the videos, you'll be taken to watch those videos. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.